and welcome to You, Math, and Me. And today, we're going to be looking at some real-life application problems. And the reason I say real life, because all the multiplication of fractions, division of fractions, addition of fractions, subtraction of fractions, things we went over last week, we're going to apply to some word problems. And, you know, I've talked before about the ability to read, write, arithmetic, the 3 R's. And I say it like that because it is imperative that we're able to read. Okay, so we're going to look at one problem right away. And this problem goes like this. It says, how many feet of lumber are needed to make 12 shelves, each measuring 5 2/3 feet? Okay. Now, first of all, again, how many? That infers that we have to do some multiplication. And what figures do we have? We have 12 shelves times 5 2/3. Now, always we're going to do an estimate, okay? We're going to do an estimate, and this 5 2/3 is close to 6. And we're going to make how many? 12. And what do we know? Our basic facts. Our basic facts indicates that 6 times 12 is 72 feet. Now, to multiply this particular problem, we're going to again, remember last week, we convert 3 times 5 is 15, plus 2 is 17 over 3. We've converted this mixed fraction into an improper fraction, okay? Now, we can rewrite this 12 over 1, and now we have what's called cross multiplication. Have to know those factors. 3 goes into itself once, and 3 goes into 12 4 times. And then you have the numerators that we must multiply. 4 times 7, 28, carry the 2. 4 times 1 is 4 plus 2 is 6. And we have 68 over 1. And our estimate was 72 feet. And our final answer says that we need 68 feet of wood in order to make 12 shelves. And that's one application. So again, when you're building those shelves, we want to measure twice, cut once. The next application that we're going to look at, and again it's a multiplication problem, is money. Overtime pay. We all like to make some overtime. And in this case, overtime is 1.5 times your hourly wage. And in this case, Richard earns $8 an hour. How much is his hourly overtime rate? Again, simple, $8 per hour times 1 1/2 when he exceeds the basic 40-hour week. Again, 8. We convert this mixed number to an improper fraction. 2 times 1 is 2, plus 1 is 3 over 2. 2 goes into itself once. 2 goes into 8 4 times. 4 times 3 is 12. So in this case, Richard would make $12 an hour when he gets into that overtime motion. Okay. Very important to know because we don't want to be cheated when we're working overtime. Let's do one more multiplication problem. And we'll look at another situation. Somebody might be doing some sewing or whatever the case may be. And it says Mary needs 3 2/5 yards of material to make a dress. How many yards of material will Mary need if she makes 4 dresses? 4 dresses. How many again implies multiplication? And we said that each dress is 3 2/5 yards needed to make each dress. Okay? Again, 4 over 1. And we're going to convert this mixed number. 5 times 3, 15, plus 2, 17 over 5. And a real quick estimate, this 2/5 is less than a half, so we're going to go 4 times 3, 12 is our estimate. But we know we're going to exceed that because of this 2/5. So again, 4 times 7, 28, carry 2, 4 times 1, plus 2, 68, over 5. Now we have a division problem. 5 goes into 68 once. 5 goes into 18 3 times, and that's 15. And our remainder becomes the numerator, and our divisor becomes the denominator. So we need 13 3/5 yards of material in order to make 4 dresses. Okay. As we look forward to the next segment, we're going to be talking about some division applications. Okay? And again, this is everything that we went through last week, only we have the ability to read. Okay? Now, we might as well do 2 more problems because it seems like I'm moving kind of fast today. Oh boy. It says a carpenter needs 6 1/2 feet of lumber to make a shelf. If she has enough lumber to make 8 2/3 shelves, how much lumber does she have? Wow. So again, another multiplication. We got 6 1/2 times 8 2/3. Again, multiplication of mixed numbers. Estimation again. 6 1/2 is close to 7. 8 2/3 is close to 9. Our estimate is 63. Okay? Now we know it's going to be a little bit less because we're working with mixed numbers, one that's less than 7, one that's less than 9. Process again is 2 times 6 is 12 plus 1 is 2 times 3 times 8 is 24 plus 2 is 26 over 3. 2 goes into itself once. 2 goes into 26, 13. And I know, but we better check it. It's 169. Over 3. And again, we have another division problem. 169 divided by 3, 5. That's 15. 6. That's 18. And 1/3. So our answer would be 56 1/3 feet. Okay. Alrighty, let's look at another problem in our application process. Carpeting sells for $9.25 per yard. How much will 15.5 yards cost? Okay. Again, $9.25. And it says note, $9.25 is equivalent to 9 1/4. That enables us to multiply 9 1/4 times 15 1/2. Okay. Conversion, 4 times 9, 36, plus 1, 37, over 4, times 2 times 15 is 30, 31 over 2. Okay. So we have here, denominator is 6, and then we have to do some multiplication. 1 times 37 is 37, 21, 11. And that numerator is 1,147 divided by 6. Six goes into 11 once. 6 goes into 54, 9. Bring down to 7 once. And your answer would be 191 1/6. Okay. Now, for these problems on the multiplication application, I'd like to take a moment, and when we come back, we'll look at some division applications. I want to thank you for this time, and we'll be right back. Hello again and welcome back to You, Math, and Me. And remember, you can reach me at gerandall22@gmail.com. Okay. Again, that's gerandall22@gmail.com. All right, we're going to look at some division applications. There'll be people out there that sew, and in particular, let's say that it takes 3.5 yards to make a dress, and you have 32 yards of material. How many dresses can you make? Again, we have 32 yards divided by 3.5 yards. Okay? That's how many yards it'll take to do one dress. Okay. So the division says 32 divided by, and we're going to change this or convert this mixed number into an improper fraction. 2 times 3 is 6 plus 1 is 7 over 2. Okay? And now you repeat writing as a fraction times the reciprocal. And now you multiply numerator times numerator, denominator times denominator. And in this case, 64 divided by 7. And again, 64 is in the house. 7 is your divisor. 9, 63. So we can make, in this case, 9 1/7 dresses. We can't make a 7th dress, so we would have 9 dresses that we make out of 32 yards. Okay? Very good. Now, we can look at another application, because when we're out there measuring to build, let's say, a little doghouse or whatever the case may be, we always want to measure twice and cut once. Okay. So we look at a problem where it says a length of lumber measures 4 4/5 meters. And we want to cut a number of pieces measuring 1 1/5 meters. How many 1 1/5 meters of lumber can we get? So again, we have 4 4/5 divided by 1 1/5. We're going to convert our mixed numbers into improper fractions. 5 times 4 is 20 plus 4 is 24 over 5 divided by 5 times 1 is 5 plus 1 is 6 over 5. And the rule says to repeat the first fraction multiplied by its reciprocal. And this one, 5 goes into itself once, 5 goes into itself once, 6 goes into itself once, and 6 goes into 24 4 times. 1 times 1, 4 times 1, and that's equivalent to 4 pieces of lumber cut at 1 1/5 feet. Measure twice, cut once. And again, these are real life applications. You'll be able to figure out how many pieces of lumber you're going to need or be able to cut out of a certain length. And all of this pertains to our ability to work with fractions and measure and so forth. Okay. How many pieces of ribbon, each measuring 15 inches, can be cut from a ribbon that's 6 1/4 feet? We got some conversions. We got 15 inches. We've got 6 1/4 feet. Okay. Now we can do one of two things. We can convert these inches into feet or feet into inches. So, we have to know this. We have to know how many inches are in 1 foot. 12 inches. So, we're going to express 15 inches into so many feet. So, 15 divided by 12, you get 1. With a 3 remainder, and that 3 becomes the numerator, and the divisor 12 becomes the denominator. Is this 3/12 in simplest form? No. We went over this last week and the week before. We're going to take the largest factor and we're going to divide by 3 because that's the largest number, and in this case we call it the largest or greatest common factor that will go into 3 and 12 evenly. And in this case we're going to have 1, this one right here, and 3 divided by 3 is 1, and 12 divided by 3 is 4, and now we've expressed this 15 inches as 1 1/4 feet. Now, we're talking the same language. So, 6 1/4 divided by 1 1/4. Conversion, 4 times 6 is 24, plus 1 is 25. Over 4 divided by 4 times 1 plus 1, 5 over 4. Repeat the first fraction, multiply by its reciprocal. 1, 1, 5 into itself once, 5 times. 5 times 1, 1 times 1. How many pieces of ribbon? 5 pieces of ribbon. That was 15 inches long, that we converted to 1 1/4 feet. And then these two could talk to one another because we had 6 1/4 feet. Again, in order for this particular problem to be answered correctly, we had to convert this 15 inches to feet, or we could have converted this 6 1/4 feet to inches. Easier to do this. Okay? Again, if you have any questions, need to reach me, I can be reached at GE Randall, RANDALL 22 at gmail.com. All righty. Let's see if we can get one more in. It says, if a board is 10 1/4 feet long and is cut into 6 equal pieces, how long will each piece be? Okay, 10 1/4 feet divided by 6. Conversion, 4 times 10, 40 plus 1, divided by this case, 6 over 1. Repeat the first fraction. Multiply by the reciprocal. And you have 41 over 24. And that equals 1 and 17 over 24. Okay? So in this case, answer is 1 and 17 over 24. And the pieces will be 1 and 17/24 long, 6 pieces. Okay? All righty. Well, and we can check that by doing this. Taking our answer and multiplying it by the divisor. And this is one thing, again, I love about math. So we're going to take 6 over 1 times 41 over 24. 6 goes into itself once. 6 goes here 4 times. And 41 divided by 4 is 10 and 1/4, where we started. Love it. I love it. I love it. Again, when you're taking that test, and if you know the process, maybe you make a numeric error, but if you know the process and how division and multiplication are related, addition and subtraction are related, you'll be able to check your answers without issue. And for today, I think we're done. And I want to thank you for watching You, Math, and Me.